For almost 100 years, baseball has been played on this site in Orlando. But for Tinker Field, it's the bottom of the ninth with 2 outs. Whether to save or demolish the aging stadium is now in the hands of the Orlando City Council. Who was Joe Tinker, and why is the stadium named in his honor? A Hall of Fame shortstop who played at the turn of the century, Joe Tinker played most of his career for the Chicago Cubs. During his tenure, Tinker and the Cubs won back-to-back World Series in 1907 and 1908, but he is perhaps best known as part of the double-play team of Tinker, Evers, and Chance, forever immortalized in the poem Baseball's Sad Lexicon.
And then he got a chance to run a Florida league here, the Orlando Tigers, and that's what brought him here about 1920.
Don Price retired as the City of Orlando's archivist last year, but he still works part-time at Greenwood Cemetery, and he knows a lot about Orlando's history.
He also got into real estate, which was what a lot of people were doing during the land boom in the 20s. So he actually bought a hotel in Longwood. There's a building that still has his name downtown, the moniker on it. So he got into real estate, but during the Great Depression, he lost his shirt in the Great Depression. And actually in 1930, he went back to playing baseball.
Tinker died in 1948 and is buried at Greenwood Cemetery.
Yeah, this marker here has been replaced. The Joe Tinker marker is actually a replica of his Hall of Fame plaque. It was put in about 2 years ago by his grandson. Had it installed for him and kind of an honor to his grandfather.
But his legacy continued at Tinker Field, where the Orlando Bulldogs, Orlando Twins, Orlando Cubs, and the Orlando Rays, all minor league teams, played their home games. Several major league teams also played their spring training games at the field.
I had never been to Yankee Stadium or any of those places, so Tinker Field, going there as a kid was just majestic.
Earlier this year, Smith, an Orlando native, produced a mini documentary about the aging field, which saw its last professional game in 1999.
If you were building a set for a fading baseball field, Tinker Field fit the bill really well. And there's definitely something nostalgic as a kid that you can't recapture, that you try to do that when you go back.
Smith said he understands why some people want to save Orlando's most historic ballpark.
The other part of me knows that there's been plenty of baseball fields that are much more prominent than Tinker Field that have been torn down.
A statue, a plaque, some sort of memorial may be the best option to honor Joe Tinker.
And so in a certain sense, Joe Tinker, is another stranger who wandered into town and stayed and found a way to make a living here and prosper. And so it'd be nice to find some way, without spending millions of dollars, to memorialize that.